Okay, hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining me in this session. My name is Michael Schwartzman. I'm a senior cloud solution architect here at VMware. Really appreciate your time and thank you for joining me in this session. This is a live session, so feel free to ask questions in the chat. Any questions in the Q&A, I will do my best to answer live during the call. And in the next 15 minutes, more or less, I would like to share with you about the VMware Cloud and AWS hybrid cloud strategy and how it can benefit your business. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so why VMware Cloud on AWS and why should you care, and what kind of business value it can provide to you and to your business? So it is no secret today that IT organizations are getting constant pressure to provide increasing business values to their organization. Values such as increased agility in order to provide accelerated innovation, elasticity and scale in order to provide market differentiations, and run workloads which are critical to the business on platforms which are secure, reliable, and cost-effective. Usually, when we're talking about such values, customers want to leverage cloud platforms in order to provide such business values to their business. However, when we're trying to migrate our workloads to the public cloud, we can see that not all of the workloads can be migrated easily into the public cloud. And a lot of the times, workloads needs to be tweaked and adjusted in order to be able to run properly on public cloud environments. Adjustments such as replatforming where the format or the IP architecture needs to change, or even replatforming where the actual code and the architecture of the application needs to be opened in order to leverage those cloud native functionalities. Even other more extreme options to rewrite the application from scratch to run on cloud native architectures or run on just SaaS platforms. But today I want to discuss with you how you can use a true hybrid cloud solution in order to run your existing workloads on a public cloud. So when we're speaking with our customers about their operational and challenges when they're trying to migrate to the public cloud, we can see that there are a couple of recurring factors. One is the operational consistency. A lot of customers are heavily invested in VMware in their on-premise, in their day-to-day operations, where they're performing their life cycle of their applications and of their CI/CD pipelines and of their automation processes. And when they try to use that in their public cloud, they see that different tools need to be applied. This also creates a knowledge gap of the tool sets that IT administrators are used to use in their existing on-premise environment, which requires retraining of the IT personnel. Moreover, compliance and security compliance that needs to be applied by the organization is being applied differently from the way it was applied in the on-premise, which creates another gap and challenge. The application workloads themselves, like we said in the previous slide, needs to be refactored or re-architected in order to run. And migration costs, which a lot of the times they're the upfront costs, which are visible, but there's a lot of also hidden costs, which are not visible, which include longer migration times, a lot of man hours and work time that needs to be invested in order to migrate workloads to the cloud. So here, VMware came with AWS to the market and provided a solution that enables organizations to provide a seamless look and feel and a seamless migration from their on-premise environment into the public cloud. This is actually a service which is run and managed by VMware, enable IT administrators to not worry about installing, managing, and patching VMware software as it is being done for you as a service. Provides this operational consistency where you can leverage your existing investment in the on-premise environment to the public cloud, meaning that if you have any automation tools or if you have existing knowledge on how to manage workloads, you can leverage the same knowledge when migrating to the public cloud. And portability. We can actually take workloads as is from the on-premise to the public cloud. And because we're not making any format conversions, we can actually stay with the same format and thus enabling you mobility from the on-premise to the public cloud, back to the on-premise if required, or to other hyperscalers, enabling you a true multi-cloud solution. On top of that, the whole concept of application modernization is also enabled by this platform. So let's dive a little bit deeper on how actually it works and looks, okay? So basically with VMware Cloud on AWS, what we can see here in the middle of the slide is that we're installing the VMware software-defined data center stack on top of AWS global infrastructure, okay? And this enables us to install the same technology that you know and use in your on-premise, such as the vSphere hypervisor, which is installed on bare metal hosts inside of Amazon. And we're also leveraging VMware vSAN software-defined storage technology, VMware NSX for software-defined networking and security. And all of that is being managed by vCenter in the same look and feel and operational way that you're having it on your on-premise environment. And basically this enables us connecting this cloud environment to your on-premise environment as if it was another endpoint or another site. And we're also providing with the solution a stack of enterprise-grade features that enables you to basically vMotion your workloads from your on-premise to the public cloud with services which include stretching of layer 2 networking in order to not make any changes to your IP addresses. This entire bundle of features and solutions are being packed with this solution of VMware Cloud on AWS. On top of that, because we are running on the same data center and infrastructure inside of AWS, you can see here on the right side of the screen, the AWS native services, and we can integrate into those services in a seamless way through a high bandwidth, low latency interface, where we can connect to all of the native services such as EC2, S3, RDS. There are over 176 AWS services which we can connect to. And because we're sitting in the same availability zone in the same data center, there are no egress charges costs when traffic is moving from the AWS native environment towards the VMware software-defined data center environment. So this basically enables you to migrate those workloads in a seamless way and using the same operational methods that you used to in the public cloud. If you have any questions so far about any of this, feel free to ask in the chat. So far, I see that there are no questions, so I will move forward. Okay. So from a use case perspective, we cover a wide variety of use cases with this solution. The first one is disaster recovery, which I would like to elaborate in the next slide because we have some exciting announcements about disaster recovery with VMware Cloud on AWS, where we have acquired recently a startup named Datrium that enables us to provide a true cloud economics and cloud scale solution for disaster recovery, where you can replicate to a cost-effective cloud storage your existing workloads from your on-premise to just cloud storage in the cloud. And on a day of a DR or on a day of a test, you can provision compute resources in an on-demand fashion, and in that way, saving costs of provisioning an exact environment as you have on your on-premise environment. And I will elaborate exactly how it works in the next couple of slides. Other use cases that we cover with the solution is data center extension. So for instance, in this example of Playtika, this customer had an existing data center which ran out of physical rack space, and they needed to expand to additional capacity for their new application that they wanted to provision. And they were heavily invested in VMware automation infrastructure with VRA and VROps. So we were able to provision for them a new website, a new site in the cloud, and extend this vCenter, this new vCenter in the cloud, as if it was just another managed endpoint for their automation tools, for their CI/CD pipelines, which enabled them just to expand with an on-demand capacity to the cloud, and thus bypassing this physical limitation that they had in their on-premise environment. Another use case is cloud migration. So lift and shift, customers that have an expiring colocation, or customers that have a cloud-first strategy when they want to evacuate their on-premises data center and want to migrate completely to the cloud, or customers which are buying other companies and want to consolidate their IT infrastructure to the cloud. These are use cases which we have and seen a lot of customers using with this solution. And lastly, also next generation application modernization, which we see our customers using. Again, I encourage you to ask questions if anything is unclear. So just a few slides about the DRaaS solution. So again, this is a very exciting announcement that we have made with the acquisition of Datrium. So basically, the challenges that we see from our customers with DR is that there's a lot of operational complexity in implementing a good DR solution, because there is a lot of configuration shifts and a lot of testing, which is not being always done or hard to do in an ongoing basis. So this causes also low reliability in existing DR solutions. And additionally, to provide a true DR solution, there's a lot of cost involved in duplicating your infrastructure to another site, to a cloud environment. So with this new announcement, with VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery, we can provide a true on-demand DR as a service solution, which is on demand for the compute resources. It's easy to consume, and it can leverage cloud economics in order to use the protection mechanisms of the cloud. So how does it actually work? Let me dive slightly deeper into that. What we can see in the slide here is that we have on the left-hand side of the screen a DRaaS connector, where we're actually protecting our on-premise environment. It can also be another cloud environment. And we're replicating all of the data into the cloud-based SaaS orchestrator, which is leveraging the cloud scale-out file system, which enables us this cost-effective keeping of the storage of the backup of the on-premise environment. And in the case of a DR, or in the case of a need, we can actually instantiate a VMware Cloud on AWS SDDC in order to have those compute resources to make those workloads run in a seamless way, and which is completely integrated. So in a click of a button, you can initiate a DR event, which will provision all of the compute resources that you need, and you would pay for it only as much as you consume. One of the most important things with this kind of product is to have the ability to fail back to the on-premise, which a lot of cloud DR solutions lacking. And we have this baked into the solution. So after we're finishing with the DR event or with the test, we can sync the deltas back to the on-premise and go back to normal operations. So I can elaborate this much more, but I am short on time. So if you would like to hear more, please reach out. Just to summarize the session, what we have discussed today. So with VMware Cloud on AWS, you can provide a true hybrid cloud solution to your organization with zero refactoring of your workloads, leveraging your existing skills and the operational models that you're invested in your on-premise environment, which provides you a lot of flexibility and reduces significantly the risk of your cloud migration projects. If you would like to hear more, if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact details are here. I'm available at michaelsc@vmware.com. You can reach me out also on LinkedIn or on Twitter. And yeah, so I would like to thank you very much for your time today. And actually, Kate is... Okay, yeah, so Kate is updating us about the other sessions in the chat. And thank you very much. And have a great remaining vFORUM Greece. And hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.